Bhadram karne shrunuyama devaha Bhadram pashe makshabiryajatraha Sthirairangai istushtvagam sastanubihi Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu Swasti na indro vritashravaha Swasti na pusha vishwavedaha Swasti nastaksho arishtanemihi Swasti no brahaspati dadatu Om Shanti Samasta jana kalyane Niratam karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavedvaram Sadgurum Brahmavedvaram. So far we've been seeing that even though it's sung as a stotram, it really is an Upanishad because it gives us the highest meaning. And it's constantly inferring the oneness between that highest truth and ourselves, which is the purpose and point of the Upanishads. So we're doing mantra number 6, Tvam gunatrayatitaha, because we've just chanted it. Tvam avastatrayatitaha, tvam dehatrayatitaha, tam kalatrayatitaha. So again, the same mood of Ganapati Atharvasirsa is it saying tvam, right? Referring to Lord Ganesha as tvam, but also referring to Ganesha as the highest, the most sublime truth, because we've been seeing all these mantras thus far, right? So gunas, as we know, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And the sattva, rajas, and tamas is affecting us at the level of body, mind, and intellect. So, but not at the level of truth. So we don't say Atma is sattvic, Atma is rajasic, separate Atma jumping around, or a separate Atma who says going to sleep. So Atma is not sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. But we see it pervade everything else. We see sattvic, rajasic, tamas pervade everything else in this existence. And so there has to be something that's beyond all these permutations and combinations. And we'll see even here, avastatrayatitaha, we constantly going through waking dream state, waking dream state. And you've been hearing this. This is something you are familiar with because you've studied Upanishads, you've studied Bhagavad Gita, so it's something you're familiar with. So again, there has to be a constant. Whenever we see change, there is always a changeless foundation allowing the changes to take place. And so if we follow the same theme of understanding, we started with seeing that Ganesha is the essence of Tattvamasi mantra, and we saw that this essence is isness. And so we're following on with this. So let anything that we are experiencing all day long, so if I say today there's no flower, this is a glass. Then we are not necessarily aware of the process that goes into the sentence, this is a glass. Or the glass is here, whatever the sentence may be. So we start with, for me to say this sentence, there has to be I. And then I am. Then glass. And so I recognize the glass. So the process that happens in terms of our thinking, we refer to as cognition. So the first time I see a glass, I don't know it. And then someone tells me what it is. And so I cognize this is a glass. And then every other time I see a glass after that, I recognize the original cognition, which we'll call as recognize. But it's a cognizing. It's a repeating of the cognizing of the original cognizing. So, I am. Then, recognizing glass. So, this glass, so even if I say pass me the glass, what's actually happening is me plus name and form. And that's my experience for the entire day. Me plus name and form. So I look out at all of you, me plus names and forms. Not only y'all as the people, but you, the chairs, the sheets, the walls, the fans, all of that. But there's a step we miss even in that. So even just this, me plus name and form, we don't necessarily cognize. We just go straight. It happens so fast. I'll just say, pass me the glass. I won't think, oh, I exist. And then glass exists. And so I am is my existence plus glass is glass's existence. And so I am is my isness. Glass is glass's isness, and so my isness plus glass's ignis leads to pass me the glass. We're not even thinking, we won't even be aware of that whole thinking happening in our mind. But it's even more, right? Because I'll think, I am. I don't even know I'm thinking I am. It's happening so automatically, it's happening so spontaneously, but I'm thinking, I am. And when we think I am, we have a lot of notions about who we are. So for today, to keep it very simple, I am very quickly. Even the time to measure they use in scriptures to show very fast is how long it takes to blink our eye. But it's even faster than that. What happens with the I am? I am Swamini Supriyananda, I am a woman, I'm this old, I am this tall, I am this, so many. So I am plus what I think I am. Plus glass is plus what I need to do with glass. All of that is not even a full thought. So, then, glass goes. So you passed it to me. Finished. Sipped. Next object. Next object. I am plus name and form. My entire day. I am, name and form is. Isness, isness. Continues the entire day. Yeah. But I get stuck on name and form, the tail end. And the name and form will also have a guna, which I didn't go into yesterday. And then I'll get very fascinated by the guna of the name and form. Guna means some characteristic. It's blue, it's big, it's pretty, it's shiny, whatever. If we pay attention, the objects keep changing. Avastatreya. Even the state keeps changing. I go from waking, then to dream, then to sleep. That keeps changing. When there's nothing to cognize, no name and form, what will remain? I am. I am will remain. Which I am? Because I'm even cognizing, if I think I am woman, if I think I am So tall, if I think, I am an Indian, if I think, then I'm still cognizing. If I remove cognizing, what remains is I am. Actually, there's no even I. There is just isness. Because when there's no object, then I don't need to perceive subject as separate to object, and so then even subject doesn't exist. There is just isness. This isness has no sattva guna, raja, tama. Sattva, rajas, tamas doesn't exist in isness. The minute I am a woman comes, sattva, rajas, tamas exist. I want the glass, sattva, rajas, tamas exist. Good morning, sattva, rajas, tamas exist. Because to say good morning, that whole process already had to take place. I am, isness. Morning is, isness. I plus, name and form, exist. The whole recognizing process takes place. But if I go back to I am, and there's no even I, because there's no object. There's no cognizing. Cognizing has to happen when there is the recognition of something else, or the understanding of something else, the making sense of something else, the doing of something else except for isness. But if I remain in is, am. Grammatically we have to say and, but actually it's is. If I just remain in is, no cognizing has to take place. And so there's no division of knower, known, knowing. There's no division of me, you, world, God. There's no division of past, present, future. There's no division of waking, dream, sleep. No division of any of this. That is, we are experienced continuously in this world. If we just stay in isness, and then we'll say, how do we do that? We have to go off to work after this, or we have to go meet a friend, we have to drop the kids to school. Even then we can, if we are alert and attentive every time we have a thought, when we recognize that we are recognizing. Pass me the glass, I recognize that I am. Glass is, isness is here. I can still stay in the isness. When we talk about mindful, when we talk about meditative, this is what it is. We start dissolving names and forms and focusing on the essence that is never changing. Whereas in Vyavaharik lifestyle, we are focusing on the changing. We are focusing on the names and forms. And then not only are we focusing on the names and forms, then we create all sorts of judgments on the names and forms. Then we create likes and dislikes based on our judgments of the names and forms. And then we create desires and aversions based on our likes and dislikes, based on the names and forms. And the names and forms are constantly changing and were never real, but I have created now 3 more steps to what was never real to start with, and I forgot in the process the isness. If I just stayed in itness, then I wasn't distracted by names and forms, I wasn't distracted by the judgments, I'm not distracted by the likes and dislikes, I'm not distracted by the actions that result as a consequence of it. Not distracted by the vasanas that created as a result of our likes and dislikes. But the minute we forget isness, the minute we forget amness, then we will get lost. And the minute we get lost in names and forms, downward spiral. And the spiral goes on for lifetimes. Not just you wasted a day. Or sometimes we get so frustrated, I wasted the day. I could have done something. Could have been with the family. This silly boss kept me here. Imagine we waste lifetimes when we can be blissfully, infinitely happy. We waste it running after this, running after that, worrying about this, hating this, annoyed with this, scared of that. All we had to do is stay in isness. So this isness goes through no change, and so therefore it's saying Tvam Gunatraya Titaha. You have none of these modifications of the three gunas within you. Tvam Avastatraya Titaha. The Upanishad will always mention the three states. I haven't come across a single Upanishad, well, any of the major ones and the ones, even the minor ones that we study within the mission, that don't mention the three states. Every single Upanishad will, because it's what we do. You know, if I ask you, what do? You'll run through your day, and then nobody will say sleep. None of us. If we have to tell somebody what do, we'll say, we go to the gym, or we go for Pilates, or we have a book club meeting, Toastmaster, I do hiking, I do family, so much responsibility, work pressures, and then I spend a bit of time with some charity. And then nobody will say, then I sleep. But do you know, if we add up the number of hours we sleep, and if we have lived 60 years, no, we live much more, don't worry. I'm just using easy math for me. You have slept 20 years. Somebody who has lived for 60 years has slept for 20 years. And when we say, what have you done with your life? Nobody says, slept. But that was 20 years. 20 years worth of sleep by the age of 60. We are experiencing it so incredibly often. How come we don't think about it? What's happening in sleep? Where am I? What am I? Why is the world not there? How come I'm there and the world's not there? Which one's real? If I'm there and the world's not there, and then the world comes again, and then the world goes again, and then the world comes again, and then the world goes away, which one's real? World. Because it's stressing me out. World has to be real, right? Because I'm stressed. If world's not real, how come I'm stressed? Very, very interesting, our delusion. Because when we say waking, dream, sleep, and each of the states negates the other states. That's how usually we will explain it in Upanishad, right? If it's negated, it's not real. If it's negated, it's part of changing. It's not part of Sat. So we can negate sleep. Yes, Les. Negate sleep. Sleep is not real. Negate dream. Yes, definitely we can negate dream. Dream is definitely not real. I daydream I am a multi-millionaire. And then when I check the bank account, it's not real. My daydream's not real. I can negate. Dream is not real. Waking is not real. Wait a minute. This one we don't negate. We'll negate dream. We'll negate sleep. But if each state cancels out the other state, because for that state to exist, you have to cancel out the other state, how come we're not ready to cancel out waking? Because in waking, doership is very strong. I am very quickly becomes, I am Swamini Supriyananda. I am a woman. I am a teacher. I am a... In sleep, I am sleeping. All the descriptions are not there. Turning grey, likes chocolate, comes to Singapore. So many descriptions in waking. In sleep, nothing. I am sleeping. Negate. In dream, I am a rock star. Negate. Within few seconds, I can negate it. I am this body, mind, intellect. We don't want to negate. We don't want to negate it. That's why we don't let go of waking. No, no, no. Waking's real. The world's real. My job's real. My boss is very real. The illness is real. The nagging spouse is real. They all gunas. Avastha. Tvam avastha titaha. Beyond. Beyond where? It's not high somewhere floating. The rest of us are here. Realize Master Ganesha is floating up here. No, Tvam is the isness before all of this started. It's the isness that never becomes wasness and remains always isness. Everything else, book is, book was. Glass is, glass was. Body is, body was. Names and forms, is becomes was. But the isness of I am never becomes was. Stays, always is. Nityam, eternally. Next verse. Next verse is Nityam. But we've seen also. Tvam deha trayatitaha. I am beyond this body. Actually, not one body. We have 3 bodies. Right? Gross body, subtle body, causal body. For this is the one we don't want to give up. We don't want to negate. You are not the body. Yes, Guruji. Inside? Of course I am. Upanishads will scream, you are not. We do this, very devout. All the time thinking, I'm so hungry. Because identification with the body is so strong. But the minute we identify with body, we become so small. Doesn't matter how fat we are. Think of all of space that exists, which we know is difficult to do, because yesterday we couldn't even go beyond Singapore. Think of all of space that exists, the galaxies, the universes of space that exist. And then, body is this much. How much is that in compared to all of the space that exists? You know that movie Aladdin has come back out, and this huge genie will fit into the small little lamp. And there's a line also in the movie that says, the most powerful creature, but itty-bitty living space. I think that's the dialogue. That's every single one of us. We have power over the entire creation if we stay in isness. But we choose no. That's too much power. That's too much freedom. That's too much happiness. No. I want only this much. And then I complain, I have only this much. But I chose. And I'm continuously choosing. Not that I chose once to be in the body. Even right now, I can detach from it. But do we? Even right now, we're choosing. Only this much. I'm only this much, this body. And usually it's physical body. It won't even be mind, but we do it at the level of mind also. I can love only this much. Only 3 people I can love. Loving this 4th person is too much. Maybe I'll just like them. I can know only this much. I can do only this much. We constantly putting limits based on deha. All the limitations we put on ourselves is deha. The tvam, deha trayatitaha, not bound by these physical bodies. And body means for sure it's going to deteriorate, because nature of body is to deteriorate. And then we're in constant fear of deterioration of this body. Depending on how old you are, you will agree with me. Because when we're young, we don't believe. We don't believe we're going to be scared of illness and death. As we get older, we think, oh, this is why health bulletin kept being given by grandparents. Tvam kala traya titaha. Time is this beautiful concept in the Upanishads that is spoken about because it's so illusory. Time is something that holds us as a victim because we are persecuted. We have start by date, which we celebrate every year, and we have use by date. And so time confines us. But time also confines us in many other ways. There was an analogy that I read which is brilliant. A person standing at the helm of the boat is looking at the wake. Do you know what's the wake? Even I didn't know. I had to Google. The wake is that line that gets created in the water when the boat moves. You know that little, and then it leaves that trail. That's called the wake. Okay? So standing at the helm of the boat, you and I are looking at the wake. Where's or what is the wake? You have to answer. So now I just told you. It's the trail that's left behind. Second question. What is energizing the boat? This is not a trick question. Answer. The motor. Huh. Can the wake energize and control the boat? No. What's the wake again? That's left behind equals the past. The wake is the past. What was my question? What energizes the boat? Can the wake ever energize the boat? Yet all of us will say, previous karmas. That's why I have to deal with you. What are we saying? What's energizing me? Past. Wait. Can the wake energize the boat? Then, how am I saying? It's my past karmas. That's why I am like this. No, I'm very sensitive. You don't understand. When I was very young, my mother used to lock me in the... She never did, huh? She was a beautiful person. She used to lock me in the cupboard and it was dark and I used to get scared. And now till today, when somebody yells at me, I remember that little girl. We do all this? how can the past control and energize the boat? Yet we are so convinced it's my past that has made me who I am. No, it's not. Right now, you are isness. And right now, you recognize, recognize whatever you want to from the past. Or you could cognize no name and form and stay in isness. No, the past. I have backache because I used to have a job, and then that job, that they broke my back. So today, my pain, my sorrow, my suffering. Why? The past. Can the wake control the boat? Wake is gone, right? It cannot. Kala trayatitaha. We are bound in time because we believe it, because we allow it. So few of us live in the present moment. Most of us use the present moment as a window, because in the present, I think about the past. Some memory. Good, bad, doesn't matter. So am I in the present? Yes. But I'm thinking past. So do I experience present? No. What I experience? Time and the bind that it has on me. In the present moment, I'm thinking of the future. Kya hoga? Hong Kong. What will happen? Where am I? Present. What am I experiencing? Unknown. What should I be experiencing? Present. We hardly ever experience present. Because if we did, kala titaha. Past is not real. Present is real. Future is not real. But if in the present we are constantly in the past and the future, then we are bound by time. Captive in time, deluded by time, controlled by time. If in the present we stay in the present, we will get to isness. Because if we truly in the present, the I am doesn't even become I am ego. We would catch it and say, no, I'm not. I am infinite. But I have to be completely in the present to catch that isness before it even becomes what it is not. Because that's what we do. We are not in the present, so the is becomes what is not. Body, mind, intellect, which is feeling, thinking, doing. Deha traya titaha. Tvam. And remember, every time it's tvam, the tvam and the aham has no boundary. We saw yesterday. Tvam mooladhara stitosi nityam. You are sitting at the very base of my spine in the mooladhara, nityam. So suddenly, from gunatrayatitaha, avastatrayatitaha, kalatrayatitaha, he has now become one little Kundalini sitting at the base of my spine, keeping me upright. How is that possible? How can we go from kalatrayatitaha to say he is sitting in the base of my spine, and your spine also, all of us? Mooladhara stitosi nityam. Here symbolically in Upanishad it's saying, this is the very foundation. He is not the three gunas, but the foundation of the three gunas. Means the substratum that allows the gunas to play. Not the three states, but the very adhishtanam on which the three states come and go. Not the past, present, and future. Well, is the present, not the past and the future, but the very present that allows us to go into all periods of time. Because only in the present can we go into the past, and only in the present can we go into the future. And if we stay in the present or completely in the present, there is no past and future. And so this very substratum, mula, dara, the very root, the foundation, tvam, allowing all things to come and go, but not changing yourself. Mula dara stitose nityam. Mula dara can also be explained as the mula dara is not a physical thing. The Kundalini is not an actual, there's no ball or there's no nerve or there's no bone or there's no, it's just simply an energy center. And so whereas we think of our body continuously as this very gross form, when we start to think of it as energy, because the mula dara then it awakens, the Kundalini awakens, and some of you are familiar with this, and in Vedanta we don't pay too much attention to this because Taponji Maharaj said we don't have Kundalini. He did. Gurudev asked Taponji Maharaj once, when are you going to teach us about the Kundalini? And he said, I'm not. And Gurudev said, why? Because you don't have one. And Gurudev said, I don't have one? No. And Gurudev was confused, and so he said, because your Guru doesn't have one, you don't have one. So then, by virtue of us belonging to the same parampara, we also don't have. But we have the Mula Dhara, which is Tvam, which is Ganesha, which is isness. So what is that really trying to tell us is that in this body, we believe there to be these energy centers. And some people will say they are lotuses and they are blossoming, but where can there be a physical lotus in our body? It has to be energetically, that it is a center, and from the center energy comes out. And how can it be only from one center? Because energy has to pervade the entire body. Otherwise it wouldn't work. And so the Mula Dhara is that it's telling us that the body is, what we see as physical body is actually nothing but energy. And even physics will tell us this, right? They will peel off the layers, atoms become protons, neutrons, something, then they peel off the layers, and then you get to quartz, and then you peel off the layer, and then you peel off another layer, and then you get to just energy, which they can't measure, and they can't differentiate. And so all of creation is not tangible the way we think it's tangible. We think, I can touch, but actually we're not touching. Actually, those atoms are pushing these atoms, and so we feel there's a touch, but there's no touch. At the subatomic level, they never meet. Like when a magnet repels, and you feel a tension, but there's no actual touching. We never touch anything. Why? Because this is made out of energy, not solid. Solid is illusion. Tangible is illusion. What's actually there? Energy. Mula Dhara. Nityam. And this energy never dies. It's just there. Continuously. And we can see this now with modern technology. When you send an email and you send it, even in your inbox, if you delete it, it's just there forever. In cyberspace. What anybody is going to do with that email, it's like totally useless. But apparently even when an atomic bomb is blasted and that, then it calms down and nobody's being killed by it anymore, and it's somewhat safe to go back to that area. But if you ever measure that area space, that residue of that is still there, because energy never dies. It just continues eternally, nityam. It's that foundation through which then all matter gets created. And so it's telling us not to think of the body in such a gross, tangible way, but to think of the body more as an energetic permutation and communation. Tvam Shakti Trayatmakaha. This comes, Shakti is energy. This comes again, I'm going to explain Shakti Trayatmakaha again later in one of the verses, but actually to understand the power of how much Shakti manifests through this divinity. Because all of creation is nothing but manifestation of this divinity. And so it says that Shakti is taking three kinds of shapes. And so on the Adi Devic level, we have creation, sustenance, dissolving. The power Shakti of creation. And we see it, the Shakti of creation in our own thoughts, in our own lives. Constantly, right? We creating. Singapore at large, the decorations come, the decorations go off, then food comes, then food goes off, Nagna festival comes, this project gets taken up, sustainability project gets taken up, plant trees everywhere project, creation, sustenance, very hard work. Destroying, also hard work, because we're so attached to it. And it needs power, in fact, to destroy needs so much power. Adi Bhautik level. The Shaktis are Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva is such a force. We can see today, even now today, so much exists in terms of Sattva as a force. You know, in Hong Kong at the moment with all this protest going on, they destroy. They put bricks and they put barricades and they have fire and it's like a war zone. If you wake up at like 6 in the morning, of course you wouldn't have slept till about 4 because they're all having a war. You can't move. The cars can't move. There's dirt everywhere. And these volunteers come out from nowhere. People like you and me, all ages, all colors. And they clean. And they clear the roads. And by 9 a.m., the roads are empty and traffic is moving. Why? Because people need to get to work. Kids need to get to school. Somebody who was hurt, the ambulance needs to reach them. The next fire that is created needs to be put out by the fire brigades. Sattva. They take hours, We've been watching it day after day. These protesters take almost 12 hours to make that mess. These beautiful people who are nameless faces work so quietly. I was standing there, I was rushing to class that one morning, and I stopped. And I'm watching them so quietly. No instructions, no chatting, so peacefully. Cleaning, picking up rubbish, pushing away the bricks. Sattva is a force. Hong Kong's working again. 2 hours after the war. Rajas, of course, is the force. Rajas is the mess that they made. Tamas is also a force. If you feel sleepy in class, try and stay awake. Tamas is a force. Shakti. So at the Adi Devic level, it was creation, sustenance, dissolution. Adi Bodhic level, it's Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, which is the world that we are experiencing. At the Adhyatmic level, Jnana Shakti, Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. What are these? I'll explain more tomorrow. But at the Adhyatmic level, right? These are the Shaktis. And these three are huge Shaktis because they are what energize our lives, our existence, our every thought and every action. And actually each of these Shaktis is depicted in the form of Ganesha, which is going to come tomorrow. Tomorrow is very much the form of Ganesha. And how he himself is Sankalpa Shakti, how he is Jnana Shakti, how he is Ichcha Shakti. So we'll be seeing it more in detail tomorrow. But the Upanishad is talking about it here. Tvam Shakti Trayatmakaha, that you are all these Shaktis. And how beautiful. Remember, every time we say Tvam, it's for me to recognize it in the world. So every time I see Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Ganeshji. Every time I see Ichcha Kriya, Jnana, Ganeshji. Every time I see creation, sustenance, dissolution, Ganeshji. And remember that whole thing we spoke about yesterday. If I keep saying Tvam, Tvam, Tvam. In the Tvam, it's Na, Aham. It's negation process happening. Whereas if I have to sit and say I'm not the body, very hard. If I say Tvam, you are all of creation, including body, very easy. Easier. Even then we hold on very tight to our ego, but easier. At least you get 1 or 2 cockroaches. Tvam yogino dhyayanti nityam. You are that which the yogis meditate on. Yogis are already held in high esteem. Yogis are already like, if we could only be that. And the yogis meditate on you. Yeah. It's more like, today it's called influencer marketing. You know influencer marketing, right? I have to find one celebrity to use my new Colgate brand. Because celebrity used it, now everybody wants it. So in the spiritual world, influencer marketing is the rishis. What did the rishis do? They meditated on Ganesha. That's what I need to do. I need to meditate on Ganesha. It really is. That is exactly that's why it's being said. Okay, now the next verse we're supposed to do in one breath. All of you, if you all have the mantra, number 8. One breath, okay? Deep breath. When you chant this mantra, it's supposed to be in one breath. Tvam Brahmas, Tvam Vishnus, Tvam Rudras, Tvam Indras, Tvam Agnis, Tvam Vayus, Tvam Suryas, Tvam Chandramams, Tvam Brahma Bhurbhuva Swarom. If you ran out of breath, fail. You have to take a deeper breath. As per Vedic chanting, this mantra is meant to be done in one breath. To show just how much Lord Ganesha is. We are familiar. We are so blessed to be in Chinmaya mission, and we're so familiar with a lot of this knowledge. God is one. Only ever one. Yeah. There's no question of us thinking that there's many gods, many devatas, controlling different things. God is one. And so this one truth alone is Brahma. What is Brahma in charge of? Within our body, Brahma is in charge of buddhi. Tvam Vishnu. What is Vishnu in charge of within our body? Locomotion, walking. Tvam Rudras. Rudra is our ego, which needs to get destroyed. That's why Rudra is in charge of it. Indra is in charge of our hands, our grasping. Agni is in charge of our speech. Vayu in charge of our sense of touch and our skin. Surya in charge of our eyes. Chandra in charge of our mind. So what is it saying? You are the devatas at the Adidevic level that reside over this whole world. But each of the devatas reside within me. And so remember, Tvam becomes Aham. I have eyes, speech, hands, legs, but these legs belong to Vishnu. Vishnu belongs to Ganapati. My walking belongs to Ganapati. My speech belongs to Agni. Agni belongs to Ganapati. Tvam Vangmayas. My grasping, my hands belong to Indra. Indra belongs to Ganapati. All that is Aham is actually Tvam. Everything that I am is nothing but you and you and you. If I continuously surrender at Tvam, eventually I will find this Aham is not, but the Aham that is both Tvam, the one presence that never becomes a was, the isness that never becomes wasness, the isness that is beyond all the gunas, the isness that is beyond kala, the isness that is beyond avastha. So we say Tvam to dissolve the false aham and come to know the true aham. But also if we see these presiding deities don't only exist within our body, they exist in the entire universe. Varuna is in charge of the oceans, and Vayu is in charge of all the wind that blows across the planets, and Agni is in charge of not only our digestion and keeping us warm, but all the forces, the plants that grow, the trees that give us shade, the animals that fly. And so there's a beautiful depiction of the Vishwarupa pretty much in every Purana. And they'll describe this universal person with the sun and the moon as their eyes, and all the grass on this planet as their, the bodily hair. The rivers as the blood flowing. And in this description in Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in one of them it is said, Brahman is, or this isness is, this truth is from Brahman, creator, in Brahma Lok. So in the 7 realms of existence, the highest is Brahma Lok, and in Brahma Lok, Brahmaji is the highest. So from Brahmaji to a blade of grass. All of it is nothing but here, Ganeshji, but Tvam, isness. And so the idea again of this pervasiveness, there's nowhere I can't see divinity. Grass, divinity. Outside when I look, when I see all these forces, divinity. Inside when I look and I see all these forces, divinity. And so actually in this verse, Upanishad ends. But the student is still not yet satisfied. Student will still want more. And sometimes the student's not satisfied because I didn't get it. Sometimes the student's not satisfied because it's so beautiful, I want more. And so the next 5 or 6 verses are sadhana. Remember I said Upanishad is Vedas are divided into these 3 sections. So Upanishad is this highest. But never are we left with just the goal. We are always given a means. And so this means now is given here. Upasana is given here. Kanadiim purvamurchaya varanadiim stadanantaram anuswara parataraha ardendulasitam tarena rityam
etattva manuswarupam gakarah purvarupam akaro madhyamarupam anuswaraschaantyarupam binduruttara-rupam nadasandanam sagunthita sandhihi shaisha ganesha vidya ganaka rishihi nischit gayatri chandah ganapatir devata om gam ganapataye namaha.
Okay, that's 3 mantras, but that's good. So when we, sometimes kids will ask, how do we know what Ganesha looks like? How do we know which mantra to use for Ganesha? Those wonderful rishis that we all want to be, they have spelt it out. And so this mantra first, this Ganadim Purva Muchyadim, is telling us how to make the mantra for Ganesha. It's telling you, write this first, write this second, put the bindu here, put the anuswara here, and then you get the word gum. Gum first. It talks about gum first. And then it says, before the gum, put om. Tells you how to write om also. It's not that we made it up. We didn't make it up. We didn't make up the symbol of om. We didn't make up the mantra gam. The rishis have explained in Upanishad Why? Because student needed some upasana. And how did the rishis know? They also didn't make it up. The rishis living in isness, in the I am, is a way, have access to. I am also is I know I am, which is chit. And in that chit, all knowledge exists. And so the poor student looking confused in front of the guru, the rishi closes the eyes and the mantra that comes is what the student needs. Rishi won't know what this particular student needs. Close his eyes. Infinite truth reveals itself. Say, Om Gan, give this student this mantra. So the mantra given here is Om Gam. That's it. This is called Bij mantra. I know, you all are familiar with it. Bij means seed form. Seeds are very, very, very potent. They're very small, but very, very potent. That's why even in diet we are told to eat seeds, because why? They have so much nutrition. Because that one seed can become an entire tree, which can then give you 100 apples, oranges, pears. So thousands of possible apples are in that one seed. The seed is infinite potential. Bij mantra means it's a seed form of sound. This is not a complete word. It's a potent sound that can become so much. This entire Upanishad is an elaboration of the sound Om. The entire Veda is an elaboration of the sound Om. The entire creation is an elaboration of the sound Om. And you know, Om is made up of Ma. We know this. We've been coming enough to classes. But when we say Om, we don't say Ma. Nobody says Ma. We say Om. In Om, all divisions gone. Even though they are three sounds, they are merged into one sound without any distinction. Somebody who doesn't know this tradition, if you tell them Om is made out of three sounds, they'll say, it's just Om. You can't tell the three sounds that go to make it because it gets united without distinction. And that's why it's the perfect symbol of truth, because it doesn't have a way to be dissected, broken. Om is the seed sound of all sounds, and so is included in any mantra and any other bij sound. In Om, we get Gam. Gam used separately from Om to create the form of specifically Ganesha. In just this sound Gam, Ganesha exists. From this sound, the form of Ganesha comes. Just like from the sound Om, all forms come. But what to make that specific shape? Gam. Now, not only is sound related to form, sound is related to energy. Remember we were saying? Tvam mula dara stitosi nityam. Every sound will have a particular type of energy. And all the energy related to Ganesha is packed into this sound, Gam. All the meaning of what we've been seeing in the last 2 days of Upanishad related to Ganesha into the sound Gam. Now, I may not know the entire Upanishad, I don't need to know the entire Upanishad. If my mind is purified and concentrated and surrendered to the Lord, and if I just continue saying Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam, Ganesha will reveal himself to me in either form or in essence, and as the very knowledge that exists in this Upanishad. Remember, pre-requirement was mind has to be pure. Very, very important. Then Ganesha will manifest. Even now, when the mind is impure, Ganesha is manifesting, but we're not recognizing it because we're so busy with names and forms, and our judgments of the names and forms, and our likes and dislikes of the names and forms, and our desires related to our likes and names, dislikes of the names and forms. Right? But Ganesha is right here. But we are deluded, distracted. So Om Gam. So this whole big para is describing how to write Om Gam. And it's saying that this is the form of Om Gam. And then it says, Seisha Ganesha Vidya. This is the knowledge of Ganesha. Ganashka Rishihi, given to us by Ganaka Rishihi. And it's very important that we recognize Ganaka Rishihi, because if we don't offer our salutations to Ganaka, we don't receive the blessings of the entire lineage to make this knowledge really take seed in our heart. And we as spiritual seekers, we have to understand the importance of acknowledging the masters that give us this knowledge. If we fail to acknowledge, we don't get the blessings. The knowledge doesn't bless us. But the minute we say Ganaka Rishihi, the entire parampara that has existed from Ganeshji, anyone who has ever spoken on Ganeshji and Ganapati Atharvasirsa Upanishad, all collectively, their blessings is now available to us. The importance of Guru, our tradition has always understood. Nichitra Gayatri Chandaha, the mantra is given in Gayatri Chanda. It's the meter in which it is sung. Gayatri is considered to be the best. It's going to be given now, that Chandaha. Ganapatir Devata. So this is the science of mantra. There's always a Rishi, there's always a meter, and there's always a Devata. And so these three are given. And then the full form of the mantra is given, Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. This is what we recognize, right? This is what we recognize because it's Kali Yuga. And our minds have become far more tamasic. And so Om Gam will be hard for us to concentrate on unless we have done Tapasya Charya. Because even though the shorter the mantra, the more powerful it is, the shorter the mantra, the more difficult it is to concentrate on it. So you can try. You can experiment today. Do japa of Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha and see how well you are able to focus. And do japa of Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam. You try. Not only will we find that we want to do Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha because our mind is more able to hold it. Om Gam, we feel like we haven't quite got it yet. But not only do we want that mantra, we will then put lots of tunes to it. This tune sounds nice, that tune sounds nice, this tune's faster, this tune's longer, this tune's classical. Why? I am. Name and form. The tune is form, entertainment. And then with the tune, I will have likes and dislikes, judgment, desire. Om Gam, what tune can I put? No tune. No like, dislike. No judgment. No desire. But tune is so nice. Please notice how much we hold on to name and form, plus judgment on name and form to become likes and dislikes, to become desire. In what? My sadhana, my upasana, in my seeking of the divine. What do I bring in? Delusion. Om Gam. No room for delusion. It is potent. But if I can't do it, then I should not be so arrogant and stubborn. Let me do what I can do, so at least I make some progress. Otherwise, trying to do what I cannot do, I will be stuck. Pashyanna pashyati muda in Bhaja Govindam. Seeing I don't see. Rather do Om Ganapataye Namaha. At least it will purify my mind. It still has Bij mantra in it, which will have the impact of the mantra on me, making me strong enough to finally be able to just do Om. So the Upanishad blesses us with a mantra. Mantras are extremely powerful. They are considered to be the boats that take us across the ocean of samsara. And the mantra given to us in this Upanishad is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And so, as our gratitude to the Rishi that gave us this mantra, today, please make sure you have chanted it 108 times before you come back tomorrow. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru.